Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics, where we are rolling along. To some it seems a little slow. Should be having the fenders on and driving it by now, but we're going over it very methodically. I don't want to anyway, I got her all down on 4 tires because I've had it up on jack stands forever. Mainly the front. Took the back down first. I kind of like the stance with those coil spacers in the rear. It is it's up about where I want it. I don't know. Plus I'm getting taller tires, so it's going to sit up about another inch higher. So I think that'll be good there. Some people don't like it jacked up. Tough shit. It's my car. I like it jacked up. I want clearance for the trailer hitch and the gas tank, so to have plenty of room. I think it looks better jacked up. This is not a stock build. We're not putting it back to factory specifications. It's all custom and modified and everything else. Okay. If you want to make a comment like that, that's fine. You don't like jacked up cars, you don't like the way I did the cooling system, that's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion. But if you're going to spam the comments with bullshit comments on and on and on, you get blocked. I have the ability to block you so you can't see the channel anymore. Now you can just go ahead and make another Google account and watch it, that's fine. But if you keep continuing making the comments, I'll just keep blocking and block, whack-a-mole. Okay? Bunch of you didn't like the cooling system setup. Tough. It's going to work. You don't think it will. Some of you, it will. There's plenty of room here for the airflow to come in. A lot of newer cars don't even have openings for the radiator. They'll have some little duct underneath, little duct. Look at this area where the wind can go in. Okay, there's going to be no. It's like, you know, you don't even need an opening. Just think of your car sitting here idling. A new car. It ain't going to overheat sitting there idling with no air coming in the front. It's the same thing. You don't need the air coming in. But anyway, it's got plenty of room. I make these detailed videos where I, basically ramble on about how I'm doing it and everything else, and some people just don't get it, and they probably never will. So, dumb comments like, oh, the heater hose is too close to the intake. This is the way it can't go any other way. Here's the neck for the water hose right here. And here's the intake. You can't move either one. Unless you're going to fabricate some different thing on here. This is basically how it is factory. With a plastic factory intake, it touches. I can probably cut this out a little bit and move this down a hair. And this is supposed to mount. And I already said I wasn't finished with it. Mount on here and try to push this away a little bit, but this is the way it is factory. You can't, oh, he's going to overheat, and oh, we're going to be complaining about overheat. It's not going to overheat. Okay, so I'm sick of reading all them comments. If you want to leave one comment, that's fine. But if you spam it, you just get blocked. Life's too short to be reading all these pissing and moaning people that probably don't know shit about cars anyway. Everything's going to work on here. The guy, when you go, oh, he's got two cooling systems, 2 fuel systems, 2. That guy got blocked because he just went on and on and on and on and on. Okay, so why I don't have the fenders on? See, again, you're not paying attention to all the videos. Just watch one video, you're probably going to be lost. Okay, so before I even put the engine in, we did the whole front suspension. I did, you know, I spent the money, 1,500 bucks altogether for new upper lower control arms, and then the new coil springs, and the new tie rods and center links, and you know, everything, disc brake conversion. Put all that on before I put the engine in. Now I had a problem getting these. You know, the kit didn't come with the coil springs. Bought the new coil springs separate, exact same size as the old ones. So that there shouldn't be a problem with the coil springs being too big or short or whatever. Okay, so really, to get the top and bottom A-frames in right here, I really had to compress it. Usually you would just jack this bottom up, put the coil spring in, jack up the bottom A-frame until it reaches here, and put the nut on there, and it should be okay. But of course it wouldn't reach. There's no way it would reach, and I had to use ratchet straps and everything, and it's really compressed, and to get these nuts on here. Okay, so yeah, there and there. So it had no travel. Got, you know, whether you push it up and down or get on here, I can get on here. We'll do it here in a second. And it wouldn't move. There's no spring to it. So I thought, well, maybe wait till I put the engine transmission in, give it some weight, and maybe it'll move. And then one guy commented, even made a video, which he's probably right. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong. I forget your name. That it's got the wrong top A-frames. It's got the wrong control arms here. I ordered the ones, you know, I know the big thing is the lowering 2-inch kit and all that, and I went out of my way to make sure that it wasn't lowered. I don't want the front end lowered or the car lowered, especially with the big oil pan on there. So, you know, I made sure I just wanted it factory, just factory specifications, no lowering stuff. So that's what I ordered. And then he said that the top A-frames are wrong, and he made a video, and I think he gave me a link to the proper A-frames. So, you know, I did email the eBay seller, because all that came as one kit. I didn't buy it all separate. Bought the springs separate, but not all the bought all together with the A-frames and the spindle and the disc brakes and all that stuff. So I emailed the seller, that Jack Pirates or Pirate Jacks or whatever it is in South Carolina, and I messaged him and says, hey, there's no, you know, something's wrong here. Oh, well, I've sold thousands of these and nobody's ever complained, and there's send pictures. Well, you know, I got all this stuff on here, so I can't, you know, that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to take some pictures, send it to him. I don't know what he can tell by the pictures, but something's just wrong with it. So now I got the engine transmission in, I can stand up here, and there's barely, and of course I got it on the ground, you know, just a millimeter or something, it'll move. So I'm afraid that it's going to just be real stiff and just be bounced, front end be bouncing along, which is going to be no good. So that's why I haven't put in the fenders and the wheel wells yet, because it's right here. This is where you need to put the spring compressor in. And you know, you got the wheel well and stuff in the way. It's going to be very difficult. So why put the fenders on just because somebody on, you know, put the fenders on and drive it? Well, no, I got to wait till I, you know, get this situated. So that's why the fenders and stuff haven't been on there. I do the front end. This is, you know, this doesn't get in the way of what I need to do over here. So I'm going to take some pictures, send it to Pirate Jack there, and see what he says. I just don't know. I want to put the fender wells on so I can mount all this stuff in there. And of course, you know, I mentioned on the video that I'm not finished. I haven't mounted this in because I haven't got the wheel wells. Oh, your cooling system jug's too low. It needs to be. Well, it's not even mounted. Why are you pissing and moaning about the coolant jug being too low when it's not even mounted yet? You know, this. If you're gonna make comments like that, you're just gonna be blocked. It's simple as that. It's just stupid. I don't know why you're even watching the channel for. Okay, so it's starting to piss me off. You just get blocked. That's it. Okay. So I don't know. I think I'll just kind of mount the fenders. I want to, you know, the fenders aren't too bad. A couple of bolts on the wheel well is going to be a pain in the ass. They always are. I'll put the fender on first and the wheel wells in there. But I don't really want to put the wheel wells in, like I said. But I can put the fenders on maybe because I want to see. This is going to be mounted here. I want to see how far this needs to go forwards and backwards. So if it needs to go too much forward there, I'm going to have to do something here. I may have to cut this, and like I said, I may cut this little thing a little bit more for the water hose. And plus I needed to check all the brakes too. I haven't got that together because of these brake lines that I made, and they may leak because I didn't double thing them there. So I still need to kind of bleed all the brakes and make sure that these are not going to leak. I don't know. Somebody said you need them curly Q fucking things. I don't know what they're for, why they do that, but I don't know. So I need to kind of check that out too and do all that before I put in the wheel wells and all that. So I don't know. We're going to get going on here. The condenser will be in tomorrow. It's not bad today. It's 50 degrees and sunny, but tomorrow it's going to be 42 and rainy, and you know, not going to get nothing done tomorrow. But the condenser's coming in tomorrow. That's why, you know, I spent an hour-long video of explaining this cooling system, and some people just don't get it. I got to put the condenser in here. I can't put it in front of the radiator or behind it. It's got to go back here so I can get the connections, the AC connections. These. I don't have a custom fabrication kit to make all these lines, and you know it. I'm doing with what I got to work on here. So the condenser's going in here, and it's the brand new one's coming in tomorrow, and we'll get all that buttoned up. And then I'll run. I'll probably just run a toggle switch to these fans. They probably won't ever need them unless, like I was saying, I get stuck in traffic or something for a long time at 110 degrees outside. But other than that, they probably won't ever be used. I'm probably never going to need them because I got the factory fan here. All it is a backup. If I'm running them without the other fan, then it'd be a completely different story. But I'm not doing that. I explain all that, but I still get comments. Oh, that's not going to work. It's pushing and pulling. And I already explained, you can switch the wires, and one pushes and one pulls. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I'm a little bit pissed off about all this stupid shit. But anyway, we'll get past it. We'll continue on with this build. You know, it's my car. I'm building it. I don't need you guys to tell me, you know, if you want to give a suggestion and stuff, that's fine. But you keep hammering away, spamming the comments with stupid shit, then you get blocked. But anyway, I'm building it my way. I'll take comments. A few of you said, oh, you should drill some holes in the shroud for more air. Guys, this is plenty enough room for air. There's plenty of room for the friggin' air to go in at 70 miles an hour down the freeway. I don't need to drill holes. Okay, and then plus the condenser is going to be right here. You know, all cars with AC's got a condenser in front of the radiator. So it's like saying, oh, well, don't put in an AC condenser, you're going to block the radiator. Not enough air is going to get in. Yeah, that's how this is. Here, oh, you're going to block the radiator. Well, the AC condenser blocks the radiator too. How much air needs to get to that radiator? Okay, so let me think about this some more on this suspension thing. Take some pictures of it. So I might have to jack it up again, take the tires off. I don't know what pictures Pirate Jack needs. I'll turn the wheels and try to take some pictures of it. Yeah, maybe I'll hook the wheel this way and take some pictures that way and send it to him, maybe. See what he thinks, and I'll tell him that somebody mentioned there's the wrong A-frames. There's no travel. So anyway, that's what I'm going to plan on get going here. Do something with that. Get the condenser tomorrow. Maybe put on the fender, see how far they, move. We'll just get rolling on that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, I got this fender here on, and just put a bolt there and a bolt there at the front, just to move this core support where it's supposed to be. So yes, it was touching here, so I had to cut off the lip all the way down to here. This air intake, I'm not quite sure what to do about it. I could shorten this up and have it so this whole air cleaner is kind of here, stops here, to tilt it up more. But it's just barely touching the hose there. But, I looked on my black truck, and it's touching this plastic factory one, so that's just the way it's made. But I could have this so it tilts up more, but I kind of got to wait till I get the hood, because this is kind of high. I'm getting a big cowl hood anyway, but I can't permanently mount this up and everything if the hood's going to touch it. Okay, so put a little screw there and there just to hold the shroud back. And this can't mount this to the wheel wells end, but it's going to kind of go in there somewhere. And I'm probably going to have some AC hoses made or joined together, but I can't for these ones here. These have got to go in behind here to the condenser. So anyway, I'll be back when I get some more stuff done. Okay, guys, the AC condenser arrived. Okay, these are the ends that I needed, that I cut off. The other one, these look like they're bolted on there, so I could actually move them over if I needed to, but I don't think I need to. Okay, it looks like this one is bent up, probably from shipping or something, but I just went to undo one of these bolts here, and it just went psh. So they put something in there. It's pressurized. So why this is bent, it's not leaking. So I think we'll use it. That's the old one. Okay, this is gonna go in behind here, mounted onto this, and these are gonna be mounting in here somewhere. Let me see. Oh yeah, they're gonna mount up here. Okay, so let me screw around with that. We got this line that goes up here to this one, and then I'll grab the line. I believe I tried to fit this on there a while back and it was too long. Yeah, this one here. That goes on the end of it. I'm gonna go along the bottom here somehow. But it looks like I could probably bend that. And gonna have to see how much longer that is. Then this, that end goes onto that end, and then this, yeah, this one's gonna have to be cut, and requiring a hose to be made from here to one of these ones. Then the line goes there, and I forget where the other line went to. What's the other line? Oh, the other line's right here. Okay, so this line, one line goes here, and this line goes here. I don't know, they both look the same. I gotta figure out which ones. Anyway, that's gonna have to be done later to shorten and make them lines connect. But anyway, main thing is to get this hooked up to the condenser mounted, this line shooting over here, and then we can figure that out. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do all that, and I'll be back when I get all that hooked up. It's gonna be a lot of screwing around, no use filming it. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I got this condenser mounted. Put 2 screws here, 2 screws there, made a little bracket here and here, and then one underneath right there. So it's on there pretty solid. I don't know if I mentioned, yeah, I mounted the condenser to the fan, but of course it has to stick out here to fit the AC line. So I got this AC line on, that's the top one, and then the bottom one's here. Hopefully it won't get in the way of the bumper bracket, but it's going to definitely get in the way of the wheel well, so I'm going to have to cut out some of the wheel well or something to make that fit. Possibly, I'm not sure yet. Haven't got that far. Okay, so I got that on there, got these 2 brackets on. Obviously I can't mount the horns in there, so we're going to figure out where to mount the horns. I'm going to put 2 screws in this grill. This grill will mount. You see where the little hole is, right there. I'm going to put 2 screws in there, and let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I just kind of set the grill in there with 2 screws. So you got plenty of room on this side. Well, got about that much room, and this side will hit just a little bit, but this grill is all bent in, so I'm gonna have to do something. I don't know if I want to buy a new one or not. I have to bend in all this grill here, but anyway, it's gonna mount here and here. We're doing away with the middle, and then I got these. This is the original one here, which is all bent to hell. It was wrecked here. They had this piece actually welded to this fender. I just cut out the weld that they had it right there. Okay, so this is off a parts car that I had. So this hole here on each side bolts in here onto these brackets. But the problem is it hits the fan right in here. And this one's kind of bent up too. I've been hammering it straight a little bit over here. But I think they're about $100. I just might buy a new one. But mount that in like that. See, it'll hit the fan right there. Then it needs to go in. Needs to go in a couple inches. So basically, just have to notch this out a little bit, a couple inches, and we'll get that to fit. And then we need to figure out where to mount the horns. I don't think I'm going to put them back here. I don't think they'll fit. I don't want to rig it. Got a header panel here to mount that goes in here. So I don't want anything in the way. The wheel well mounts up here. We'll figure it out. I don't know if it's got to be grounded, whether I can mount it to the edge of this. I don't think I want to mount it to the fan shroud. Anyway, I'll figure that out. I want to get that wired. This is a little, I don't know, pressure connection from the truck. Goes onto this bottom line here, and I kind of just mounted that in there. I got the blue wire. Blue wire goes all the way up into the fuse block, but then this one, I don't know if it's a ground or what. It just went into a whole mess of wires. It kind of, you know, it was like this. And I'm having a hard time figuring out if it's black or... I would assume this is a ground. And that's just a ground. So we just ground that. Okay, so I think... let's see if I can figure out if I can straighten this, or I want to buy a new one, notch that, kind of mount that up there, and then figure where I want to mount the horns, and then connect them, and get this wiring situated. Probably I'm going to run some wires, might not use these ones, but situate the fan wires and go through the firewall into a switch on the dash to turn them on and off. But anyway, I'll be back. Okay guys, it's the next day. This is the area here I had to cut out to go past the fans. Okay, they'll go past like this area here and here, and they bolt. That bolt hole there goes to there. I had it on there, and it's just a little bit flimsy right in the middle because we're missing this big bracket. We can't put that bracket in there, so I cut this out from there, right there, and that hole there, it goes that hole and that hole mount to the grill, and it goes like that, and then up there, and then this hole here mounts to this hole, and then this one, which looks a little bent, that one goes to that hole. So that'll kind of hold together this, because this is a little bit flimsy. That'll hold that to the grill, kind of. I still got to take that grill out and kind of, I banged this out as much as I could. You know, most of it's hidden. From here, this is all hidden. All that's showing is this outside. And then the bumper goes over top of that. So I'm not really too worried about it. I'm not going to buy a new one. Okay, so here's the header panel here. Got mounts. See that hole there? Mounts to that one right there. So this kind of goes on like that. And that's right in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bolt there on the other side. I may mount the horns right on here since we're not using a hood hinge. I may mount them right in here. So let me put a bolt on each end of this, and a bolt on each end of this, and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, then I can mount the horns probably in here. If not, I'm not sure where I can mount them. Okay, let me give you an update on Pirate Jack. Now it's been since I did the opening of this video and talked about it, it's been about 4 or 5 days. So I had messaged him right away, and then didn't hear nothing for 4 or 5 days. So then I sent him a message last night, and I said, you know, and I sent him the pictures that he asked for. I said, listen, I sent you the pictures and everything, and didn't hear nothing from you. So I said, I got a YouTube channel, and I'm gonna give you a bad review on there. And immediately he responded, oh, sorry, I didn't get your last email. I don't know what happened. I overlooked it. Anyway, he wanted the number, some part number or something on it, but I can't find them. I don't know where the hell the part number is. And he said the only thing I can think of is their ones for Camaro. And he said he doesn't sell any other ones for a Chevelle. So what I figured out, I watched a few other videos, and somebody said that these ones that come in the all-in-one kit, they're fine for the 64 to 67, but 68 to 72, they won't fit. Although they're advertised 64 to 72. Okay, so you can see here, if you're new, it just goes, I had to put a come along here to push this down to bolt onto the spindle below this ball joint. And it actually crushed the little stopper. So that's what it is. It's too far down on the frame, so there's no travel. So somebody else on another video or mentioned or comment said that you can get like 3-inch taller ball joints that would you know, that would make sense, because it would basically raise this up 3 inches, right? Because there's no travel. So you can do it on this fender here a little bit. I only got one bolt on here, guys, but see, it doesn't even move. And here's my, go over to my 69 Chevelle. I can bounce this with one hand, and this has got new shocks and stuff on it. You know, it's stiff, but it can go up and down. Just a little bit of pressure with one hand. This thing does not move at all. And I don't know if I did it at the beginning of this video. I stood on that frame rail, and it just moves about 1 millimeter. So, and he mentioned, well, I got coil spring spacer lifters for the bottoms. But then that doesn't make sense, because the bottom's kind of separate. Bottom hits the bottom of the spring and pushes it up inside the frame. So if you did that, I don't think it would raise it up. Well, not that I need it raised up. I need travel on the top control arm here. So I'm not sure. I'm either going to have to get another set of A-frames or those 3-inch ball joints. Now, if you're new, I originally bought, not from him, from another person, just the, I can't even remember now, just the upper and lower control arm set, and the package was beat to hell, and all I got was the uppers. So I messaged him, so you can see the box here. See the box here, it's been all beat to hell and taped up. So I messaged and said, hey, did you send the bottoms in a separate box, or were they together and all in one box? And they just sent my money back and just said keep it. So these look like the ones that are in Pirate Jack's set, because I bought his set because it had all the disc brakes and everything. So I actually got these. So, but I wanted to show you something. Now, from what I heard, because people say, oh, the only thing wrong with these Chinese ones is the people say the ball joints. Take the ball joints out and put in Moog. Well, the problem is Moog has gone down the shitter, and theirs made in China too. So from what I heard, from what I read from a few people, it's not the ball joint itself, it's this thread and the nut and the cotter pin. So for some reason, these either back out or strip this nut, and they come out, and the cotter pin's so weak that it just goes past the cotter pin, and it just comes off the spindle. That's what's wrong with these Chinese ball joints. So if y'all doing these, just keep in mind that. So I'm not sure what the answer would be. You could weld it on there, but then you'd have a hell of a time getting it off. But anyway, so anyway, that's basically what it looks like. And this is it's too close here. The other guy, still can't remember his name. The proper A-frames you need come up like this. So they got a whole bunch of clearance here where it hits the frame. This hits the frame. So they're more swooping, I think he called it. That's the ones you need for 68 to 72. These are just like Pirate Jacks, like I said. Okay, I just thought I'd mention that. I don't know what I'm going to do with these ones. They're really not, unless I get a 64 to 77 one day, or 64 to 67. Okay, I thought I'd mention that. I don't know what to tell them. There are part numbers on that one. I don't know if they're the same as this one. They may be. They may all be made in the same plant in China. I wrote it down. I'll check it. Other than that, I don't think there's anything Pirate Jack can do about it. So I'm kind of screwed on that. Okay, well let me do what I said. Put these two things on there with bolts, and we'll see where we're at. See if we can mount the horns on that header. Find a good spot for them. So I'll be back. Okay, I just kind of got them sitting up in there with a couple of bolts. We got that little bracket right here. I haven't bolted it in there. There it is there. That'll keep that up. Keep all that center section tight. Okay. Yeah, once that's like that, I think it'll be all right. Might be a little bit warpy, but so yeah, all this stuff's going to be painted, and pour 15 underneath here, just like I done all the fenders and wheel wells and everything. So that's all going to be sanded, primed, painted, and everything before I permanently mount it on there. The grill's going to have to come out. We're going to bang all that as straight as I can. And same with this. We'll sand this down, prime it, paint all in here. Okay, I think I'll just put the horns right in here. I haven't permanently mounted them because I wired them up. But a few videos back there, I hooked these up there. They're pretty loud. Two from the truck, 2001 Silverado donor truck, and they just mount. They just wire right into here, positive into here, and they work with the new steering wheel and horn. Okay, so that's kind of all fitting half decent. And take it all apart, and we'll wire. These wires here will probably just come. I think there's a hole. Yeah, there's a hole right. Well, I don't think I can get to that. Anyway, I might drill a hole, and those horn wires will just come over, maybe through there, through here, connect to there. This blue one to that signal, I'm not sure, to this AC. So I got to get these fan wires here situated, have them come across, then up through somewhere, then up to the firewall into a switch. Okay, I don't know if I show you here's the two AC lines that went to the condenser. There's one there, and then this one here, I had to take this part of it loose. So anyway, they're gonna have to be joined, one into here and one into these two yellow that I got taped up. One into either one. I have to figure out which one is which, but somehow I'm gonna have to mount them on there, and then the AC system should be complete, other than trying to figure out how to turn it on. So I didn't save all the controls and all that from the truck. There's no way I was going to save all that stuff. But there should be an AC jumper thing here. We'll have to run a couple of wires with a switch to turn the AC compressor on. And once it's on, you got to figure out how it's going to turn off and on so it doesn't build up too much pressure and blow a line. And the blower and everything works, all the vents work. I checked all that out, so it'll blow air out all the vents and everything. So all it'll be close, but that AC, I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna do that to finish it up completely. So anyway, yeah, I think that's it for the front end. Just the bumper and the brackets go on there. Let me figure out what I want to do with these A-frames. So if it wasn't for them A-frames, I could permanently mount the fenders and the wheel wells on there. But I still got to fix, on one video, this was all rotted at the bottom, and I welded a patch on there. And I just did that side. Still got to do this side. So when I get that fender off, we're going to have to make a patch for here before we permanently mount this fender. So anyway, I'll be back when I get some more stuff done. Okay guys, like I said, I'm going to take this and this apart and prime them, probably paint them black. Same with the fender, just got the two bolts on the fender. Take that off, clean up all this area here, at least paint all that. Okay, I can get a new grill. The new grills are like $189.99, so like $200 with tax. That's the cheapest. So I think I'm gonna fix this one. You know, it's bent up here. I'll just straighten it the best I can. I may take this off, leave it off, and paint this black. Leave this chrome, paint that black. There's a piece of chrome here that's missing, wasn't on the car. That's $45. I'm about to order that. There's yeah, it's all dented in right there. So I have to fix that. So that's what I'll do. Get all them ready to bolt back on. Okay, the ball joint control arm situation. I don't know how, I forgot what I mentioned in the video so far, but Pirate Jack offered to refund the upper control arms, and he said those are the only ones he had. But that's the problem. It's just sitting right on this frame. And so some comment somewhere I read, somebody said, oh, you can buy the extended long ball joints. I think he said 3 inches or something. So I looked for them, but I can't, I didn't see any. But while I was looking for them, I found these ball joint spacers. So they look like they're to be about 6 inches. But it didn't say exactly, but it looked about 6 inches in the picture. But it said it gives it a 6-inch lift. Now, it doesn't mean it lifts the front end up 6 inches. It lifts this coil spring here up. So it goes in between the spindle and this ball joint. And it's big, what do they call it? Aluminum, whatever it is there. Made in the USA, supposed to be track tested, all that stuff. They're like 40 bucks, 43 bucks, something like that. So they should be here in a couple days, and we'll take this tire and everything off, and I think that'll be the easiest, cheapest way of fixing this, other than trying to, you know, because 2 more control arms are going to be another 180 bucks or something. And so anyway, I got them extra A-frames. We can take the one bushing off of it, put it on here. Then we'll actually have 2 extra ball joints that I can put in my toolbox. And in case a ball joint breaks on the side of the road, we have 2 extras. So we'll try that, because that's all it needs. All it needs is that travel. So it can travel and not hit the frame. That's all it needs. So it's the right, just with no shims or nothing in it, and it looks like it fits pretty perfect, you know, from the distance here, distance here, distance here, everything looks good. It's just that there's no travel because of that top control arm. So anyway, we'll come back and do that, and then once I'm done with that, then we can just put this whole front end on permanently. I'm gonna have to go on and off, because that's what I hate doing, is putting stuff on, take it off, put it on, take it off, umpteen times. Okay, so I'll come back when I get some of this stuff done, and I'll see you next clip. Okay, guys, we're gonna continue this in another video, this front end stuff, because I'm gonna wait till I get the spacers for the ball joints. Get all this stuff off in the garage, get the other fender off, paint it all black, all the jam and everything. So I'm going to add another clip on here. I was going to make it a separate video, so it'll say welcome to Clunkers and Classics. Anyway, I'm going to add that on, doing the rear upper adjustable control arms. So I'll see you at the end of that video. Okay, welcome to Clunkers and Classics. This is going to be kind of a short, quick video. Just been crappy weather here for the last couple of days in the 50s, and I just can't get much done. I can't work out here all day and stuff. So we're going to do a little quick video on what the problem is, which, you know, I don't know. I had the same problem with my Chevelle after I put it all together. It's the pinion angle of the drive shaft and the pinion, the rear end is. So we'll go under here and look. Yeah, my camera bed. Okay. So can you see the angle? It's no good. But of course, I do. You know, this thing's been modified so much with the LS engine in it, and I got spacers on the coils and everything that so we have to straighten that up. Now I know you can buy a little pinion angle finder gauge thing, but none of that's really necessary. The thing's always moving around when you're driving anyway. It's just you can't drive it looking like that, okay? Because it'll just bind up and wear real bad and end up breaking your drive shaft. So you have to jack it up here in a minute, but the only way to fix it is the rear end needs to be tilted, right? Rear end needs to be tilted up. The only way to do that is to replace this upper trailing arm, control arm, whatever you want to call it, with an adjustable one. So right now it needs to be moved this way, which will tilt it up. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So I didn't get all this perfect because we got to take off that bolt there and this bolt here, okay, on both sides. So I got the spacers on here, got air shocks, you know, it's all kind of modified, so we're gonna fix that. So okay, so what I got, I just came in, are these. Now we'll go over to the my Chevelle here in a minute. These are made in USA, track tested, bunch of stuff, guaranteed for life or something. But they're only, you have to adjust it before you bolt it on. So that's how you adjust it, in or out. Now, I wanted the other ones on the Chevelle. Let's go look at the Chevelle. Let me grab my little flashlight. Now, these ones I bought maybe 2 years ago, year and a half. And they were $139. Let's go over here, take a peek. You see? And them ones you grab in the middle, loosen the bolts up, or nuts up, and then grab it in the middle and you twist it like a tie rod end till the pinion's lined up. Now this one's probably out a little bit because I was adjusting the springs up and down, and I got some spring spacers in there because I originally had these other springs that I found out were front springs, and I took them out, put these ones in, and it just sunk too low, so I put little coil spring spacer things in there. But I'll probably get set like it's on Nomad. So anyway, you can adjust these real easy, whereas the ones I just bought, you'll have to adjust it before you bolt it on there and screw around. It'll be a little bit more time consuming. But anyway, a year and a half ago, these were $139. Now they're $200, $199 to $209. So, these ones I just bought for the Nomad, they were $20 cheaper. They were like $179. So that's why I bought them. Saved 20 bucks, but a little bit more screwing around. You're gonna have it imperfect. If you want to adjust it more, you'll have to unbolt and twist it. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do this video, is put these on there and adjust that drive shaft, because it's pretty much where I want it now. And it's all four wheels are on the ground, and the lifters, coil spacer lifter things are on there, so everything's set the way I want it. The only thing, it'll get bigger tires, that'll jack it up a little bit more, but that shouldn't affect anything. Okay, so I'll be back. I get some tools together and we'll take those two bolts off. This was and that's the other thing too, this was a 10 bolt originally in here. Here's a 10 bolt that was in it, and I put a 12 bolt in it. So that could be why it's tilted a little bit too. But anyway, that's the only way really that I know of to get it right. They have adjustable bottom ones too, but I don't see the reasoning for that, unless it's for race purposes. You want to get the tire back or forward. It doesn't need it, and it doesn't need any of that. It just needs to tilt. So that's the upper ones. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay guys, I got it in there. I was gonna film more of it, but it's such cramped under there, and trying to film it would just be a real pain in the ass. Anyway, here's the old ones. It probably, I adjusted it out and checked it. It's probably about that much longer than this one. So anyway, I'll show it to you. So I'm gonna add this onto the other work I was doing, and just add it to the video of the other work I was doing. Okay, well that's it there. I got it jacked up. You can see how the drive shaft's straight, but I got it jacked up so where the suspension is where it should be on the ground. See, I got the jack stands. I'm fixing to pull the jack stands, then we'll lower it. Okay, yeah, these bolts were a pain in the ass to get off. This one not so bad. These back ones were really tough. You guys up north are gonna have a hell of a time getting them off if you're doing this kind of job. Okay, yeah, I kind of wish now that I got the ones that are on the Chevelle where you can adjust them like that, but anyway, I think I got it pretty close. Hopefully it'll look straight when I let it off the jack stands. Okay, I think that's about it. Okay, let's get it off the jack stand. Oh, and if you notice the straps here, this was a little experiment I was doing with the fuel tank. These are the straps I made for it here. We're gonna take this apart again because I got to do the next video. I got to put that cap. I got another cap on the top, and then we're gonna mount a little valve up here, drill into there, and tie into this fuel tank like I was originally gonna do. So this is just kind of an experiment. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, whether I'll put some extra straps or something on there. I don't think it needs it, but I was just screwing around. Okay, let me take the need to get all this. That one tire goes flat. Okay, that should still be straight. Tilt the camera a little bit. Oh. It looks straight to me. So anyway, that's a hell of a lot better. And like I said, if you want to get the pinion angle gauge and all that, you can do that and adjust it more, but I think that'll be all right. Yeah, this tire here is going, has a slow leak in it. Okay, so anyway, gonna add this onto the other video. Next video, we're gonna do that gas tank stuff. We're gonna do the front end stuff. The ball joint spacer should be here in a few days, and then we'll get that on, and if that fixes the problem, we're gonna put the whole front end on, and I'll run out of town hopefully if that one guy still got the fiberglass cowl hood, and we'll get that. got a bunch of other stuff to order. Order new hood hinges. And yeah, maybe we can get the whole front end wrapped up next video. Okay, so yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And we'll see y'all next video. And comment, but just don't spam it with a bunch of stupid comments, okay? Your opinion's okay. I listened to all the opinions and everything, but suggestions, but just don't spam it with a whole bunch of stupid shit. Okay, we'll see you next video. Thanks everybody for watching. Also, guys, if you're interested in a good deal on the aluminum radiator like I got in there, they got them for all different kinds of cars and stuff, electric fans, all kinds of other stuff. You can check out Alloy Works. I'll put everything in the description. Also, if you want to help out the channel, got it's the only merch I got for sale, Clunkers and Classics bumper sticker, $5 through PayPal at clunkersandclassics@gmail.com. Okay, we'll see y'all next video.